Hi, I'm Ashley Downey, founder of Greenhouse Culture, an environmental space for green thinking, knowledge sharing and peer-to-peer learning. This is our new series, Tea Table Talk, an informal setting for conversations around human-nature relationships. I'm here today with Áine Purcell Milton, the Coastal Programme Officer for An Taisce's Environmental Education Unit. Hi, Áine.
Hi there, how you doing, Ashley? Thanks so much for having me today for a bit of a tea time chat. Really looking forward to it.
With that in mind, do you have any tea with you today?
Well, I'm unfortunately on coffee. All the coffee.
All
the coffee, yeah. I was up early today enjoying our beautiful coastline. I live beside a sea point, so I was out kite surfing this morning for like 2 hours, so I'm a little tired after that. But
far more energetic than me. Well, I thought I'd try and go healthy and be on peppermint tea, which I'm not normally a herbal person. I'm usually a coffee drinker, but
how's the peppermint? Peppermint tea it's meant to be good for your digestion. It has a lot of health benefits as well, so it's meant to be. Yeah, you enjoying it?
And it calms one down, apparently. And,
all good.
So I suppose one of the reasons we have you here today is you work on a couple of programs for An Taisce. One of them, which I think was really interesting, is your Clean Coasts program, which I heard a presentation about earlier on in the week for World Ocean Day, which was on Monday last, the 8th of June. And the little bit I know about the coastal program is that you work with communities to help protect and care for Irish waterways and coastlines. Can you tell me a little bit more about the program and what is the work that you do?
Yeah, of course. So Clean Coast is exactly what you said. Our main aim is protecting our waterways. So I know the title has coast in it, but we actually cover all water bodies. So if you're inland, we will also really help you protect your local river or lake or canal, any water body we'll help with. But a lot of our groups are focused on the coast. So what we just are an organization that helps kind of empower local communities to protect their local coastlines. So we're just there to kind of help them with resources or support or information, but the majority of the work is being done by our amazing volunteers. So we have thousands of volunteers all around Ireland, and how they get involved is they have a local water body that they want to protect, and as an individual you can become a Clean Coast group, or as if you're a sports group or a residents group or a family unit, you can just go onto our website and sign up as a Clean Coast group and identify the water body you want to protect. And then we have Clean Coast staff all around Ireland that we'll assign you to, and they'll be your support then. So getting your group up and running and getting all the resources you need, any funding you need, any additional information, we're here to support all our volunteers then.
Was the idea then behind it to educate people on waterways and coastal lines, or to help try and clean up our water systems?
That's a really good question. So a lot of people think Clean Coast is just about beach cleaning, but all our groups are hugely diverse. So some groups will mainly focus on beach cleaning, and that is amazing. And there's no set target for beach cleans. You can be a Clean Coast group and do one beach clean a year, and that is fantastic. Or you can do one every week or one every day. It's completely up to you how you run your Clean Coast group. So yeah, a lot of people focus just on beach cleaning, but a lot of our groups then will just do education. So they'll just run events for their local community. So they could be going into schools or just providing talks that are available to the public. And then we have a lot of groups that mainly focus then on biodiversity. So it's conserving the local kind of ecosystem. So that could be, the coastal area. So it could be mangrove planting, or it could be even the ecosystem behind the beach that they might aim to support then as well. And then some of our groups do all of that. So some groups are super active, but it really just depends on the group itself and the volunteers and how they want to run their group.
Wow, that's amazing, actually. And what's lovely by the sound of that is that no matter what level you're at, or no matter what time you have, a little or a lot is just as relevant in a sense. I think that's really important in terms of any environmental action, that sometimes we feel, you know, we have to give a lot, whereas actually it can be that 2-minute beach clean, or it can be a lovely little walk along a river looking at the biodiversity, as you said. That's really lovely to hear. One of the things I thought was really interesting in the presentation that you gave for the Climate Ambassadors on World Environment Day, and which has been in my mind, has been, you mentioned diving. And as you said, I would always think of coastal cleanups as going and beach cleaning, but the diving was something that I thought was really interesting. Can you expand a little bit on why diving is relevant?
Yeah, of course. So, so I'm a diver myself, and I dive all around Ireland. And we have loads of dive clubs that are clean coast groups, and we find them fantastic because they open up a whole environment for people that can't access it by taking videos or photographs or stories and just sharing it with the general public. So whether that's on social media, but then another thing they do, which is fantastic for us, is they identify black spots of marine litter. So unfortunately, we all know that a lot of our beaches are badly littered, and that's visible to us. So when we go to the beach, we can see it. But when we go to the sea, there's a huge amount of litter on the seabed or floating on the water that we don't see. Like, as terrestrial beings, unless you're out on the water a lot, you just don't see that. So divers are kind of provide a really good insight into that. They can take video footage of a lot of waste, unfortunately, on our seabed, of like black spots around Ireland. And I spoke about it then. A big kind of marine litter item that is really detrimental to the environment is nets. So fishing nets can be discarded by fishing boats, or they can be kind of pulled off ports or marinas or anything like that, and they end up in the environment. And then they continue on fishing. It's called ghost fishing. So they keep on catching fish or marine organisms or seabirds or anything like that. And they will continue to do this while they're in that environment, unless they're removed. So divers provide, there's lots of organizations doing it, but divers are a really good insight into that, and they'll let us know where these nets are, and then we can work with these tech divers that can actually go and then remove those nets. So even just an insight into where those nets are, or where black spots of litter are, is really important to us. So that's why, yeah, I think divers are a great resource to pull on, and they're usually, you know, they use the environment for their sport, so they want to protect it, and so they're usually like, they want to get involved with us, which is great. So
because it must be actually quite heartbreaking, like, because I find walking along the coast, never once do you walk and it's clean. There's always some form of litter. And again, we never really think about under the water that much if you don't see it. And it must be heartbreaking for divers to go down what we imagine as these beautiful coral reefs, and let's go see the beautiful fish, and actually then you're met with all this rubbish, or, as you said, nets that are strangling or choking fish. Yeah, I have to say, after your talk, I was considering that maybe I would start diving as well, just to see that perspective as well, and to, you know.
Yeah. Well, anybody can get involved in diving. Like, you know, it's a very open sport. If you are interested, it's just there's diving.ie, and it's run by Irish Underwater Council, and there's loads of clubs, and loads of different types of clubs depending on the diving you want to do and everything. But yeah, I love it, and it revitalizes my passion for my day job, as well as getting into to enjoy the environment that I'm hopefully even minuscule amount trying to protect as well. So yeah, it's a win-win for me.
Great. Actually, then coming from your own personal perspective, why do you think the work that you do is important? And again, I suppose, how do you think it is relevant to humans or indeed life on Earth in general?
Yeah, so like I feel like with the Clean Coast work and with beach cleaning, there's loads of benefits to ourselves, not just to the environment. So what we find with a lot of our Clean Coast groups is that it's a very social activity. So they do the beach clean, number one, usually to protect the environment, but then also to get out and meet new people and feel like they're part of their community and part of this big movement to protect our environment then as well. So you get this community spirit, you meet like-minded people. Also then, like, you get to go out, do a beach clean and you feel good after it, or you get to do some conservation work and you feel good after it, which is lovely. And then you get to go out and just be physical, you know, it's just by beach cleaning, you're just, you know, doing a walk along the beach. And then, like I find myself, I think the marine environment has such a good aspect for my mental health. Then I get out to the ocean, walk along the coast, straight away kind of I just feel de-stressed and happy, and then with the added benefit of helping to protect it and then meeting some people, it's all really enjoyable. Like, so, and I think a lot of people, they haven't done a beach clean and they might, like, you know, they might think about it and think that's not for me, but I would definitely recommend just giving it a try, just going to one beach cleaning and seeing if you like it. A lot of people, we find they do one and they get completely addicted and just can't stop cleaning, even when they're on a normal walk, like, and they're trying not to do a beach clean, they end up doing a beach clean. So yeah, I would definitely recommend just giving it a try anyway. Like,
And actually, that the idea, as you said, of meeting new people and the feel-good factor of working with people is really important. Because I know sometimes when you work on environmental issues, it can sometimes feel very lonely and overwhelming. Whereas, as you said, if you work with groups or get involved with initiatives that other people are involved in, it does energize and invigorate, and you can become hooked. But as you said, the only problem then is that you can't go for a walk without picking up all the time, which is, I'm always bringing a bag with me and a pair of gloves nowadays. But then there's something very sad, I think, about the amount of rubbish we pick up. But then also you do get, as you said, that really good feel-good factor, and that you're actively becoming involved in your local community.
Yeah, definitely. Like, yeah. And I completely understand that beach cleaning is not going to solve all our problems, but I think to solve the problems of ocean pollution, like, there's no silver bullet. There's no one thing you can do, but this is one thing you can do that is positive and it's tangible. You can see the physical, like, positives of going out and doing the beach clean. So yeah, and it's a small action that you can take on a weekly, monthly, yearly basis, as long as you want to do it. So yeah,
that's it. So I suppose with that in mind, the last question I'd like to ask, because I always think it's really important at the end of conversations like this to offer people a way to either get involved, or again, if they want to take action in some way, what is it that they can do apart from joining a group? Do you have any advice for people out there, how they could get involved or take action or make change?
Yeah. So at Clean Coast, we try to have, like, a diverse array of activities, projects, programs that people can get involved in, not just by joining a Clean Coast group. So what we have coming up now, it will open in July 1st, is we have a big, huge photography competition. And so we have an amazing coastline all around Ireland, and we want people to, you know, show the beauty of that coastline. So If you're, you know, a budding photographer, or you just have an iPhone, or just, you know, everybody has mobile phones now, you can take photographs of the coast and send them in to us and enter them into the competition. And there's loads of different categories you can get involved in. And then we have like an award ceremony, and there's some really, really good prizes at the end. So actually, I have some of the photographs just above my head here. I've got one here and one just over there as well. So these were, the competition is called Love Your Coast photography competition. So you can get involved in that. And that's just a celebration of our coastline. Now there is a category there about pollution and our coastline. So if you do see any quite emotive pollution events that you want to take pictures of, we would really appreciate to see those then as well. And then the next thing that we have going on is a citizen science program going on. It starts in September. It's called our Big Beach Clean. And it's where we ask everybody to go out, and it'll be going on throughout the whole of September this year. We ask you to go out, and if you are beach cleaning, to survey what litter you're finding and just the site that you're finding it at. And this actually goes towards a global research project going on at the moment, just trying to figure out where our litter is coming from what kind of areas of businesses is it coming from, and how it's getting there. So that's really, really valuable. And it's it slows down your beach cleaning a little bit, but it's very enjoyable to kind of actually survey what you're finding. And by the end, even from your own survey, you'll have a good idea of the top 10 litter items. And usually they're a good representation of the global top 10 as well. Like the ones that we would find in Ireland would be similar to other countries then as well.
Really?
And then, and then we just have, because we're all still in lockdown at the moment, and we have loads of virtual events going on at the moment, and we're kind of getting these prepared on a weekly basis. So if you just check us out on our website, it's just cleancoasts.org, or go to any of our social media. It's just at Clean Coast. We're on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You'll be able to keep update on any kind of events that we're just getting ready on a weekly basis. We don't have a schedule for them yet, but we had a few cool talks, and we hopefully have some cool videos coming out as well. So that's a good way to keep in contact with us.
Sounds like you guys are doing loads of different things. Amazing.
Yeah, good to keep busy.
Actually, that I find the most interesting part of your previous talk, and then having looked at the website yourself, that, as you said, there's so many more things than just the beach clean, and there's so much more to our waterways, our coastlines, that there really is something for everyone to get involved in. So even if you only can give 2 minutes in the year, there is something that you have that people can get involved in, which is great.
Yeah, that's fab. Like, that's what we try to include everybody and try to keep it interesting for everybody. And if there's something that we're not doing that you think we should be doing, or that you'd love for us to do, please contact us. We're always kind of diversifying, changing what we're doing. So let us know if there's anything we should be doing.
Great. Well, Áine, thank you so much for joining us today on Tea Table Talk.
Yeah, I was delighted. So nice, like lovely way to chat. Cheers.
Thank you so much. And I'm going to go out, take a walk, even though it's raining. I'm going to look at the coastline in a different way, I think. I don't know how, but I'm going to open my eyes and just see, is there another way in which I can also engage the local coastline? So thank you so much for all your inspiration and your hard work.
Oh, you're very welcome. Thanks so much for having me. It was lovely chatting to you.
Yeah, and hopefully we can do it again.
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thanks.